not every Olympian over there is going to get a gold medal, but every Olympian over there right now in London is a really, really, really good athlete. So don't think that because you don't get first place you're not a good sharpener. It's tough. In the past, I've certified 6 times as a sharpener. I certified, and as judges, the judges for this year, myself, I've been in business for 18 years, or sharpening. This is my 17th year. We've been in business for 18 years. This is my 17th year in sharpening. I've certified through the NSSG, also in the NBTSG. The judges, we still have to certify. We still have to sharpen the same scissors that the participants are sharpening, and the same clipper blades to keep us up on par. So Craig Desire, I don't know if you guys know him, he's from Shelley, Idaho. He's been sharpening for 14 years. He still maintains his route of sharpening. He's also going to be one of the judges. Bob Sissel, and he's the owner of, him and Linda are the owner of Nebraska Blades, 27 years sharpening. And they're from, they own Nebraska Blades. They're a family business also. They sell the clipper blade machine. So I think his credentials speak for him. Casper Kaiser, you guys all know Casper. He's the, let me make sure I get this right. He's a plant manager at Oster Manufacturing. And we will have
operations manager. He's not over distribution, but over all the
scissor and the clipper blade manufacturing. Okay. And on the website, we're going to get some bios put up there. You guys can check it out. You'll be able to see the picture. We're just kind of going through it as we go here. Exactly. But that's the judges right there. What I'll do is, we don't just stick the shear in the door frame and twist it and then get a hammer and beat on it or anything like that. I know that a couple times we've talked to people and they say, well, my shear was really, really bad, so I must have got a real bad one. They're all damaged exactly the same way. We'll take the shear apart. There won't be any missing washers. The finger rests will all be there. The bumpers will all be on there. We don't feel like the fact that you wouldn't have a washer with you, that you should deduct the points from it. So all the parts will be there. The only thing is they'll be damaged. We'll take the blade and I'll take a block of wood and make a slot in it, and then put a couple of notches this way. And I'll be able to slide the blade in there, and then I'll be able to take a file and run a file across the blade. And what that'll do is, that'll leave the nicks in that blade for every blade in the same location. For example, like right here, the shear and thinner damage. You'll get this sheet here after you certify. Of course, we're not going to give it to you before you certify. Last year, this was last year's. The finger blade has a slight outward bend on it. Okay. The way I do that is, I've got a block of aluminum about this big. It's got a bunch of holes in it. I put pegs in there where I want it, and then I've got a little cam handle, and I can stick the blade in there, kind of like your shear bender, the shear handle bender. I can stick the blade in there and move the handle a certain distance and put the same blade on every scissor. So every scissor is going to have the same bend. This one here has a nick approximately 3/4 and 1 1/4 from the tip. But you'll get this sheet here, and you guys can look at that. You'll get that sheet there when you get done certifying. Every scissor is damaged exactly the same.
And how many shears are you going to have to sharpen?
You're going to have to sharpen one convex edge shear,
right?
One bevel edge shear that will have corrugation on it. Okay, so you
got to do corrugation.
You got to kind of need to know how to do corrugation, and a good sharpener will know how to do corrugation.
You can't use the Wolf's corrugate machine?
Why not?
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Any kind of corrugation.
Okay.
Some corrugation's better than the other. Right. Some people corrugate with just a 100 grit wheel on the twice as sharp.
There you go. Right.
And you probably wouldn't get as good a score with that, but it does work. So yeah, we don't any kind of corrugation. But a good
anything with neck room and shears, like curves or anything like that?
No, there's not this year. There's not going to be any curves. Okay. You'll also sharpen a thinner. There'll be a thinner that you have to sharpen.
And this year the thinner will be a lefty thinner. That'll be the one thing that'll be different.
Whenever you certify, when you sign up to certify, you'll get a copy of the score sheets. 50 points for the cut. All right. If the scissor doesn't cut, you won't be a master sharpener. You won't pass. The cut's the most important. It doesn't matter how good it looks. If the scissor doesn't cut, you won't. That's why there's 50 points for the cut. We're going to test it on tissue. Kleenex tissue is what we use, and we're also going to test it on hair. Okay. Get some hair when you come to the certification so you can test your shears. Your shears, some other points. I'll go with this. The hone line. We'll make sure that the hone line goes all the way to the edge, okay? That's just basic sharpening, that your hone line goes all the way to the edge. That's 10 points. The hone line is even and the tips are not wiped out. Everybody knows what that means, the tips being wiped out. Okay, 10 points for that. No multiple angles or rounding of the hone line. Okay, that usually happens whenever you don't hold good pressure on your stone. But we check for the appearance of the shear. They should be highly polished, just like they are from the factory. We make sure the tips overlap, or there's no overlap or underlap. And they're the same length. Just some things that we'll go through. When you sign up for certification, we'll send you a copy of these sheets so you'll know what to look for. Okay? The shears will bend because we're going to. The way I see a shear, if a shear is bent wrong, it'll bend back right. Okay? So the shears will be able to bend. If you're not careful, you could break them. I've never broke one during certification, but I have seen them broke. The scissors are hard. They're hard. I mean, they're very hard to sharpen. They're not easy. If we sharpened them, that's why you have 2 hours to sharpen 3 pairs of shears. And everybody hears.
If the shears that you get, you probably would not sharpen out in the field, right?
No, not at all.
You would take them back and say, I can't do these.
You would sell them a new pair. But a good sharpener can sharpen them. It's tough. So if it was easy, then we'd sharpen them like we normally do. It'd take 10 minutes or so, and we'd be done.
Do you have to bring your own equipment to the?
Bring your own equipment. I was getting ready to get in that. What do you bring? Bring your own.
And one other thing, they don't have to do 100% to make
Oh,
the
no.
guild.
No.
I mean, if you don't serrate, you still can make the guild. I
Exactly.
mean, you know.
Exactly. And that's why we got 190 points on that one. For the convex, 190 points was perfect. I think it was 175 or 165 broke down to be a master sharpener. So there is room for leeway there. Exactly. Like on the thinner, 145 points possible. 123 points is what you need to be a master sharpener. Yes, bring your own equipment. Okay. If you're planning on doing clipper blades, certifying on clipper blades, that's a little bit tougher to bring a clipper blade. I'm going to have a Traco machine there for anybody that uses a Traco. I believe Bob is going to have his Nebraska Blades machine there.
We can bring up ours if we need to.
Bonnie will have theirs there if you guys are more comfortable on that. There'll be several machines there.
Well, I mean, ours is a Nebraska blade. So,
yeah.
Would Donald be there, Jimmy?
Jim, oh yeah, Jim will be there.
Oh yeah, he's already signed up. He's already.
But as far as your, I mean, we will have the clipper blade machine there. You still need to bring your tools and all that. You know, it's a certification. Bring it. We want you to bring everything. As far as your
Can I help you
flat.
out for a second?
Sure.
I stayed up with these guys and took pictures at midnight and 1. Those judges are careful, and it's very, very fair how they. There is no favoritism. It's a blind study. I mean, I just looked at every way they did it, and it was a fantastic process.